Hello everybody, my name is Kiojiro, also known as asymgameryt on YouTube, and today I'm going to be taking you through Lezus's moveset, well, concept moveset in the Lost Tales. I hope you enjoy. We're going to start off by telling you everything, well, on screen. He's going to have a HP of 1000, 10 walk speed, 27.25 sprint speed, and he's going to be a ranged killer, which is something unique that I came up with for this game. Anyway, the first move that I decided to design was called Glitch Beam, which is going to be his main way of killing people. Lezus will beam down survivors, dealing 4 damage per second, so it's a DPS based M1. And you can use this for 6 seconds, dealing a total of 24 damage if you hold it down. And then it will need to recharge for 2 seconds, but that will change to maybe 3 seconds or 2.5, just to balance it out, because it does do a lot of damage. And he's going to have a mechanic where a meter will be shown on the side of your screen, which you can use to indicate sort of like when to stop and start, sort of like an overheating mechanic, but you can use that to utilize up to double the damage of the hold down amount. As you can see here, it doubles from 24 to 48. That might change, but that is pretty decent for now. It's going to have a range of between 15 and 40 studs. That's why it's written down at 35 for now. I need to figure out what I want to do with the range. Anyhow, his first move is called Glitching Snake. Lezus will reach into his chest and form a glitched snake, and then, well, after half a second, he'll chuck it at the survivor, and that will entangle them or just keep them in place for 3 seconds, helping him beam them down from afar. And it will also apply an anti-heal effect for 10 seconds, which we'll get more into later. But as you can see, it's not meant to be a damaging move, it's only doing 15, and its range will just be, well, infinite practically, because it's just going to be chucked in a straight line with a small hitbox, literally 1x1's entanglement, but with a lot more effects and a lot more, like, weird looking design. Like, we went for a snake instead of a sword. Anyway, his second move is where it starts getting interesting. It's called Shutdown. Lezus will take out his admin tablet, which is like this little red box thing I'll show you later on in the video, and it will deal 35 damage in a 20 stud AoE around himself, stunning every single survivor in that radius for 3 seconds. However, when Lezus hits a survivor with his M1 and starts to beam them down, they will be able to run away and sort of like start dodging the beam to give them a chance to escape. It is meant to be the move that helps Lezus counter people that are trying to stun him, because he will be invulnerable to stuns in this move, which I might want to write down now actually. Invulnerable to being stunned in this move. Anyhow, moving on. Move 3 will be called Admin Empowerment, and he'll be able to use one of these 2 weapons that he can form from his admin panel. You have the Staff of Gods and the Myth Slicer. Now, something interesting with this move is that the Myth Slicer will change his M1 for a single hit. He'll be given a sword, and with that sword he may slash at a single survivor of his choice, whoever you want to, hitting them for 50 damage, and will most likely inflict a status effect, such as bleed, or glitched, or we could make it inflict anti-heal. It can be swung a single time. I don't know how many times I have to exaggerate that. A single, oh god, single time. Anyway, the Staff of Gods. This will buff his main glitch beam by making it inflict anti-heal and glitched for 8 seconds, and boosting its damage from 4 to 6 per second. As you can see, the usage time is decreased from 6 to 5, making the max amount of damage you can deal shown here, up to 68 from the mechanic, 38 from holding down. Now, here's the effect descriptions. So we've got glitched will deal 1 DPS, and anti-heal will just stop survivors from healing, but they can still heal up to 15 HP, but I'm going to buff that up real quick to 20 HP. Just to give them, you know, chance to heal and recover at least some damage that they took during a chase with Lezus. Now anyway, moving on to his passives. This is where it gets interesting. This is where Lezus shines. His first passive will allow him to levitate instead of jumping, which is going to be our main sort of movement mechanic in the game. And he'll be able to hold that jump button down to sort of like fly up and start hovering, being able to beam down survivors from on top of them. So sort of like a sneak attacking move, but not that sneaky. People can still see you, you don't go invisible or anything. You're just harder to see. His second passive is really good. After you kill 4 survivors, Lezus will overcharge, granting speed 2 for 10 seconds. Now that's going to be the main time that you want to come back up here and use Myth Slicer, as you've got the speed to run to the survivor and hit them with it. Other than that, his third and final passive, the real deal, is called Revenge Hit. Now, after being stunned 3 times, the next survivor that will stun Lezus is damaged by 20, inflicted with glitched, and will also cause Lezus to parry the stun, but making him inflicted with slowness 2. So, for example, if Matthew Smiles, which is our first sentinel, would stun him, he would still be flung back, but would have slowness 2 for 5 seconds, making it an extremely good move, especially if you're close to the LMS time. And then we have his famous quote, "Tick tock, the time for revenge has come." That's about it for Lezus. He is he's not so much as an unbalanced killer, but until you get used to going up against him, he will seem really OP and wouldn't sort of fit into the game straight away. You would need to learn his mechanic and how he works and how to dodge things and etc. But once you get used to him, you would be able to stand a very good chance against him if you know what you're doing. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, we're going to show you the animations for Lezus so far. So, we've got his idle, we've got his walk, we've got his run, we've got his shutdown ability, we've got glitching snake, we've got the Myth Slicer summon ability, and we've got a second variant for shutdown when Myth Slicer is out. As you can see, he chucks it on the floor. Anyway, that's about it for Lezus. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in Devlog 2 for this killer, because there's going to be a lot of changes that come to this guy. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next one. Stay tuned.